What's up, guys? Welcome back to Freestyle. I'm Erin Lim here with a face you might recognize from The Bachelor, my co-host Vanessa Grimaldi. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Of course we'd have you here. And last but definitely not least, we have celebrity makeup artist extraordinaire with a very impressive client list, including Angelina Jolie, Gwen Stefani, Minnie Driver, Susan Watson, and Dita Von Teese, just to name a few. Welcome, Gregory Arlt.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to be here.
I'm so stoked you're here. I cannot wait to see the looks.
It's going to happen.
Heck yeah.
Hi.
So we're very excited because you're going to show us a look that one of your clients, Gwen Stefani, is really known for. Tell us about what you're going to do today.
Well, this look is going to be very Gwen-inspired. We're going to call it that, Gwen-inspirational. Sort of like a modern 60s glamazon look. And, you know, I really love like really beautiful dewy skin with a dramatic eye, if it makes sense. And we're going to do that on you.
I love it. And this is something that we could all easily create at home, right?
Super easily.
Okay.
But we're going to make it easy, I promise. It's all about, you know, less is more and just, you know, just the basics.
Awesome. So can we please get started, you guys?
Immediately, if not sooner.
Get over there.
Let's do it. Come on over, guys.
Chair.
I'm so excited. Well, first of all, I mean, I can hardly improve on perfection, right? I mean, both of you, which is incredible. Your skin is already great, and I think that's one of the biggest things is it really is all about the skin. You know, making sure that it's hydrated and moisturized and having the right color foundation, ladies and gentlemen. That's important. You're matching, which we love. Yes. Exactly. So let's talk about skin. I really love to bring out, you know, I'm like a beauty exorcist. I like to pull the beauty out of somebody as opposed to put it on them.
That sounds scary, Gregory.
A little bit scary, but it's going to be the pretty version, I promise. Okay. But it's really about being the A+ version of yourself. So for me, it's all about highlights and really bringing out the bone structure by highlighting as opposed to darkening.
Okay.
Okay.
The C word.
So the C word.
Contour.
The C word.
Contour.
Got it. No tig.
It's a very controversial. No, we really don't. It's not a bad thing. I just find that, like, for, you know, every day or whatever, it can sometimes, the fantasy goes away. The illusion gets lost when the head turns. So one of my favorite things to do is to use like a cream color base. This is a really beautiful color by MAC. It's called Pearl. And basically what we're going to do is just face that way a little bit. Pop it right on the high planes of your skin.
So is this a concealer? What is this?
It's not a concealer. This is like a cream highlighter. So basically, it comes in a multitude of different colors. I like using creams because it looks very natural.
Okay.
You know, and it's all about looking as natural as possible because most people don't say, make me look like a drag queen.
I mean,
which is nothing wrong with that. I love a good drag queen or
I like that.
Why not?
Right, why not? You know, but if you wanted to, like, you know, hey, I'm going to the office, or whatever, if your office is RuPaul's Drag Race, no. You know, just a little bit of cream color base. Basically, you're doing all the high planes of the face. The upper cheekbone, you can take a little bit down the center of the nose if you want.
By the way, you guys, I just want to let you know I am taking your comments right here below. So please ask any questions. I will ask Gregory some as well, but we want to make sure that you guys can master this look.
Exactly, and that's the thing. I mean, makeup should be fun and it should be easy. So give me a little smile. Okay, so when you are putting blush on in the morning, it's a really good idea to smile because we like to see somebody smiling back at us, right?
Yeah, you start your day with a nice smile.
There's that, exactly, and give me a little smile. I'm popping a color called Spring Sheen blush, and it has a little bit of a sheen to it. Just a little, like it's a little Martin Sheen, not Charlie Sheen. Okay. It's just a little, you know, right, exactly.
Noted. Taking notes right now. Got it.
But what you can see it does is it just makes the skin look really super glowy. Isn't that pretty? It's this color right here. It's called, yes, please. I'm sorry my palette looks a little janky, but it means that I work. Yes, it's that one. It's called Spring Sheen. There's another one called Margin, which is really pretty. Sunbask. I mean, really, any blush that has a little bit of a shine to it.
Okay.
But speaking of shine, let's do the eyes.
Okay. Please.
Now, I think there's two kinds of people in life. People who love glitter and people who lie. Okay? So basically, I think everybody secretly loves glitter in a weird way.
Okay.
Because it's anything like just a little sparkle, a little shine. You know, we see a lot of that. We've seen it on the runways. We've seen it on Instagram. You might have seen it on Gwen Stefani on The Voice. Can't confirm or deny. And anything that has a little bit of a sparkle is a lot of fun. But I'm going to teach you how to do it.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
Here's my thing with glitter. I love it. I love the way it looks.
Right.
The problem is it falls all over my face, and I'm literally shining, and everyone thinks that I'm a disco ball.
Exactly.
So, not
it is
the
the gift
biggest
that keeps
fan.
on giving.
So how do we avoid that?
How do we avoid it?
See this? It's one of my biggest cosmetic secrets, Staples. You get it at Staples. It's called Scotch tape or adhesive tape. So basically, if it falls, the propensity is to wipe it away, and then of course you look like a really shiny football player.
That's what I do.
Right, exactly. So take a little bit of tape.
Okay.
And you know, there's different kinds of tape, funnily enough, but what I'll do is I'll just take a little bit and put it in a little, and then kind of dab it on my own skin first so it's not pulling your skin up, and just picking up the glitter where it fell off.
What a great
Quick
tip, you guys.
I know, right? I mean, who knew?
And
One of those
everyone has
at-home
Scotch
hacks.
tape, right? So.
I would think so. I mean, especially if you're a gift wrapper. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by doing. The thing about doing a glittery, dramatic eye is start with a base. So I use a little bit of a gold shadow. The color I'm using is called All That Glitters by
All
MAC.
That Glitters,
It's my favorite gold because a lot of golds, tilt your chin up just a little bit and look down without closing your eyes. That's right. So basically I'm going to sweep this right over the lid only. If you're a little bit of a darker skin tone, there's a color that I really love to use called Amber Lights. That's a true pop of gold. Some golds are a little bit orange gold, some are a little more brown gold. This is a true peach gold, so it just really makes the eyes stand out nicely.
Some fans have some questions for you.
Yes.
Shonda wants to know, wouldn't a blush with a sheen bring attention to pores or skin texture?
Well, Shonda, you are certainly correct. So, okay, think of it this way, like, thank you, Shonda, that was a really good question. Whenever you do use something that's a little shiny, yes, it can perpetuate a little bit of texture. If you might have pock marks in your skin, scarring, acneic skin, I would definitely use something a little bit more matte, but you can create the dewy look by highlighting on your upper cheekbone only.
Okay.
So because her skin, you know, it's relatively poreless, that's why I chose to use a little bit of a shiny blush.
Okay. I have a question for you,
I have an answer.
Miss
Oh, for
Vanessa.
her.
And I have an answer for you too.
On The Bachelor,
Yes.
you guys are always doing your makeup, so it seems. You're always going out, going on these dates.
Yes.
So how did you deal with doing your makeup so much?
So that's a question. That's a great question that a lot of people do ask me. A lot of people think that going on the show is very glamorous. You get your own makeup artist, you get your own hairstylist. None of that. We come in with our own clothes and our own makeup. And so I like to do things that don't have a lot of steps that are required. So I'm very simple when it comes to makeup. I like wearing my under eye concealer, my bronzer, my blush, and my mascara. And then like if I have the rose ceremonies, then I would just add in a couple of, you know, color on my eyelids. But
So what she's trying to say is not this look at all, FYI.
But she's learning how.
I'm learning how to be
glammed up.
I
Which is
love
kind of
to
amazing.
learn, so I want to be able.
Right.
And I keep saying this every time I go away somewhere. I go to a wedding. I always look the same. So I do want to learn today. I do want to know how I can easily recreate this back at home.
Well, this would be a really good wedding look for Vegas.
Ooh,
FYI.
love.
You know,
Hey.
or wherever.
She's getting married.
I heard.
Hey.
I
Sherry,
think I heard that. which
Sherry
is
says
amazing.
you're a natural beauty, so.
It's true, and
thank
I
you,
agree with Sherry.
Sherry.
So I'm just trying to bring it all out with a little glitter too. So what I did here is I just took a neutral brown. The color I use is called Cork. It's a classic MAC shade. Using a tapered brush and just bringing out a little bit right under the bone here. And thank you. And what we're doing is you add, wherever you put the color down, it's going to be the darkest. So I'm just following the brow bone, using it back and forth, almost like a windshield wiper, because that's going to blend. Remember, blend is your friend, okay?
Okay.
Right.
I love your sayings.
Truly, it's all about the Benjamins.
I have a question.
Yes.
So when it comes to brushes for the eyelids, how often do you switch back and forth for the creases, for...
So I always say that, like, basically everyone should have at least 5 brushes, okay? A powder brush, a blush brush. I like a brush like this. What are all the kids on YouTube doing this, right? To show it off,
Oh, is
right?
that what they're doing?
So,
Okay.
right, to show it off, right?
cute.
So this is a number 242
love it.
brush. Flat and dense. You can use this for under the brow bone to highlight. You can use it on all over the entire lid. Another brush I love is the number 224, which is a blending brush. And this is a really good, like, sort of a crease brush to blend it out.
Okay.
So, a lot of people always say, well, can't I just use one brush for everything? And I say, well, do you bake a cake with one spatula? There's different tools, but if you take care of your tools, they'll last a lifetime.
Got it.
I shouldn't even admit this, but I've had this brush, this particular one, for 24 years.
What?
I know, which is
Wow.
older than you.
Speaking of longevity,
Yes.
Jamie wants to know, how long does the dewy skin last?
Well, it really depends on what you're doing, Jamie, and everyone else. Basically, if you use a cream, I would say anywhere between like maybe 4 to 6 hours. But if you use a powder highlighter, it's a lot longer wearing. So a powder highlighter, if your skin tends to be oily, if you want it to last a little longer. So what I'm doing here is just taking a little bit of that same color I used in the crease and bringing it underneath the eye. So it's really super natural. It's not supernatural, but it's super natural. You know what I mean? And same color cork, just a little bit under the eye, and look straight up. And I usually do this sort of technique with most of my clients because it starts to add some depth under the eye. It starts to open up the eye a little bit because we are going to be using black around the lash line. So you gotta you have to really start to diffuse it a bit. Otherwise, you know, it'll look a little too hard. And dramatic doesn't necessarily mean a black, smoky panda eye. I got into a bar fight and lost. You know, you can also do drama with, again, glitter and, you know, shine and sparkle and all that kind of fun stuff.
Now, we were talking about the brushes, and Valerie brings up a great question. How do you clean the brushes properly?
All right, that's a really, really great question. A lot of people don't do that. My sisters had dreadlocks, and I was like, that's not what you do, okay? So basically, you use a brush cleaner. I love the MAC brush cleanser because it's got whole wheat proteins in it, so it kind of conditions the hair over time. Put a little bit out onto a paper towel. I actually like you know, Bounty or those kind of paper towels that are textured because it really helps to get the hair up, maybe the dirt off and the makeup. Kind of work it back and forth every single day. About once a week, I recommend shampooing your brushes with hair shampoo.
So I need to go back home and do that.
Yes, ma'am. And you'll be shocked at what comes out.
And
you're going to be like, is this really happening?
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of us haven't been cleaning properly.
Well, you know, and a hair shampoo, a lot of people are like, oh, can I throw them in the dishwasher? I'm like, if you never want to see them again. And you don't want to use like a dishwashing detergent. You want to use a hair shampoo.
Okay,
because brushes are natural. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to line your eyes. This is one of my favorite products. It's called Black Track, and it's a gel liner, using it with a really thin pinstriper brush. Now, this is easy for me as a makeup artist to do on you.
I was going to say,
you know what I mean?
But at home, part.
Correct. I always say, tilt your chin up like you're, you know, a queen looking down at your people.
All right.
And then just do a little flick and practice. We did not learn how to ride a bike when we were born. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Training wheels, we had wobbled, we fell, we had to get up and try again. Sometimes I'll go to lunch with one of my clients and there's a really thick line. I'm like, wow, you're really going for it. And they're like, well, I couldn't get a meet in. So it was like, you know, back and forth.
This is the moment everyone has been waiting for and commenting on. They're like,
Yes.
how do you get the perfect winged eyeliner?
Okay, so there's many different ways to do it. I like to use this little tiny brush. This is a number 210. It's really, really, really thin. For a little bit more of a novice out there, use an angle brush. It's a little bit easier. So for what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna actually have you close your eyes, tilt your chin up, there you go. And what you wanna do is I like to lay the brush really flat against the skin because that actually gives you a really nice line. And it's really funny, as a very talkative human being, I cease to talk or breathe when I'm doing someone's eyeliner. FYI, because you're like, you get really into the zone. So what I do is I start, you know, there's so many different ways you can start it. You can start it all the way in at the tear duct. I'm kind of starting just a little bit, almost 3/4 in, because there's gonna be a lot of glitter there.
Okay.
Wink, wink. And what you wanna do is put it on and then kind of check in with yourself. Like, okay, is this where I want it to be? Right. You know, then at that point, I just kind of went to the end of her eye and I realized that we can go a lot further. And so, what I'm gonna do now is swivel the brush and just use the tip of it to get that perfect point. Another tip I recommend when doing a black cat eye is no Starbucks in the morning. Otherwise, it'll look like an EKG. Right, exactly.
Okay.
Right. So I just kind of did a little soft, you know, not too crazy. Because, you know,
it opens up the eye.
It does open up the eye. It's so funny when you create darkness and depth and all that good stuff.
We have a great question from Jacqueline. Is gel liner good for those with oily skin?
Yes. The answer is yes. And I'll tell you why. If your eyelids tend to be oily, definitely use a primer. Like, I love the MAC Prep and Prime 24-Hour Eye Base. It's incredible. You put it on, it keeps everything on. You can also use Pro Longwear paint pots, which is a cream to powder shadow, which is incredible, and it really leaves it on nicely.
So the primer that you put on your face wouldn't be the same primer as you put on your eyes?
That's right. Okay. The eye primer would be separate because the skin primer is designed just for the skin. Gotcha. So I'm just going to come back over this a little bit and get it right down into the lash line. You play around. You do realize that I am a Virgo who's a perfectionist.
I love it.
Well, who is more daring, you or Gwen, when it comes to the fierce looks you guys pull?
You know, I think it's so collaborative. You know, it's so amazing working with her. She's such a makeup girl, which I love, because that's fun for me as a makeup artist. And, you know, it's what I love is literally sitting with her and talking about different looks, and she appreciates all the different decades and eras as much as I do. And lately we've been super into this very 60s look, which is great. And so, well, you know, the internet is such an incredible resource. Obviously, doing references, looking things up, walking into the trailer at The Voice going, so who are we going to be today? You know what I mean? And it's a group effort. You know, her longtime hairstylist Danilo and her stylist Robin Marielle, and the four of us, and five of us really with Gwen, get together and we just start talking about, you know, all the different looks we can do, and it's super fun.
Love it.
Yeah, it's great.
People
Don't
want
mind
to
me,
know.
let's put some glitter on.
People want to know what lip gloss is that?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked.
Yes,
we just applied it. This is incredible. I'm so happy. This is called Rags to Riches. And the product is called Dazzle Glass, and it's really, really sparkly.
And of course, I was gonna say, of course,
it's sparkly. Yes, because you know, what am I? I'm a crow in a past life. I like shiny things. This is incredible. This is a bring back. Actually, we discontinued this product, and I was very upset and cried, and then we brought it back.
That color speaks to my heart.
Good.
You might not get that back.
It might stay here. It could happen. So I'm going to go a little bit more dramatic with your liner, believe it or not, and look straight up in the air. I'm taking a color called Feline. It's a black pencil, and I'm going right on the inner eye with it. And what this is going to do, this makes the eye look super dramatic. And you can even see the difference between the two eyes.
Oh,
it just makes it look a
wow.
little like sleek,
Yes.
you know. And of course there'll be mascara and glitter. I promise you, I swear to God, it's happening. And just a little bit of this on the inside only, and it just makes the eye look a little bit more dramatic, a little more sleek.
Is this black or is it
It is
dark brown?
black.
Okay.
Feline is as black as it comes with pencil. And what I love about the Feline, it's really, really soft. So let's do some glitter.
Yeah,
Time.
baby.
I think it's time.
All about the glitter.
It's all about the glitter. So
Time to glitify.
it's very television, like, you know, like when they cook on cooking shows and the cake's already done.
Pop them out.
I did a little pre-mix of this glitter, and this is literally a blend of the Mac Pro 3D Gold.
Want me to hold it
A
up?
little bit. Would you mind?
Yeah.
Thank you.
What do
You're
you
a
do,
great
this?
assistant.
This thing?
Yeah, I think so.
3D gold. No
Little 3D
glasses
gold.
required for this.
Correct, exactly. And then this is open, so be careful. This is called Reflex Gold, which is a really beautiful, it's an ultra fine
So shimmery.
glitter. And then I put a little silver into it, and this is the fun part. We're just gonna pop it on. Be my assistant again if you don't mind. This is called Mac Pro. This is eyeliner mixing medium. You put a little drop onto a brush
For the glitter.
for the glitter, dip it in, and here we go.
Wow.
Tilt your chin back, there
Pay
you go.
attention, you guys. These are some great tips for getting your glitty on.
Getting your glitty on, exactly. I'm just putting this right on the lid and just press it in. It's really comfortable, isn't it? It doesn't feel sticky.
No. Oh,
Do you
wow.
love it? Are you kind of freaking out in a
No,
good way?
I actually do
It's
love it.
so fun. I love it. I mean, it's funny. Whenever we do glitter on the show, on The Voice or for Gwen in concert or any of my other clients, we always tend to go more.
Vanessa, I don't know where we're going after this, but we're going somewhere fun.
I know. I was gonna say either you and I are going out or Nica's to take
I'm
me
just saying,
out.
I'm taking you out.
Three of us are going out. Find
take
us
a
in the
look.
streets with our glitter.
Whoa.
A little, isn't that pretty? And it's not crazy. You know what I mean? I'm calling this adult
Wow.
glitter.
I love this.
Isn't that fun?
It feels like I'm back in pre-K with my students.
Right?
Oh my gosh,
Exactly.
this is so good.
It's so funny. I always tell people, like, if you're gonna do one shadow all over, then make sure you do something like that has a sparkle to it, you know?
Debbie wants to know, what about those with small eyes? Please, please help. I'm guessing she's talking about the eyeliner.
I think, you know, if an eye is smaller, there's many, many different ways to do, you know, things you can do with it. I mean, actually adding anything sparkly or reflective makes it look larger. And also, if you do put black on the inside with a smaller eye, it can make it look a little smaller, but it also can look a little dramatic.
Okay.
Which is fine. And also, too, you can use a lighter pencil on the inside, and it really does open up the eye. So what I'm going to do now is, here comes the tape, because I was a little sloppy, but you get the idea. Like, you know, basically, if you have time, you'll just come in and remove.
Do you need help? Do you want me to help tape?
Yeah, will you get in there, please? Exactly. We might need some masking tape.
I'm inviting all of you at home to get your tape ready.
Silence is golden, but duct tape is silver, right? So I'm just going to finish it off with a little bit of mascara. And this is just a little bit of our In Extreme Dimension mascara. Look straight up. Just a little on the bottom lashes, because we did that black. I need some balance. If we really, really had time, I'd pop some false lashes on her. You know what I mean?
She doesn't even need them. She's so natural.
No, she really doesn't. And there you go.
But you guys, I want to hear from you. What's your favorite part of the look? Give a thumbs up for the Glamazon eye and a heart for the dewy skin. I want to see it right now. Give me your hearts.
Me too.
Give me your thumbs up. All right, I think I'm getting some hearts in here.
Are you getting some hearts? Are we loving it? I'm gonna finish it off with a little bit of highlighter right under the brow bone.
All right. People are casting their votes.
Oh, they are? Oh, good.
Hang on, they're coming in. They're coming in.
I love it.
Do you like that? This is a color called Dazzle Light. It's one of my favorites. And you just add a little bit of a pop of the shadow right under the brow bone. Yes, it is a little bit of highlight.
I'm getting a lot of hearts. Oh, a lot of thumbs are coming in on this.
Oh, we love that.
Cast your votes right now.
Love glitter, you
Give me your hearts. Give me your thumbs.
My lips are glittery.
Your lips are glittery.
My eyelids are glittery.
I'm getting thumbs up from the behind the cam.
The
crew is loving it.
Are the crews into it? Are you guys learning for your girlfriends, wives, friends, whomever?
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
That looks good, right?
So good.
You're kind of giving me a little Penelope Cruz vibe.
Oh,
a little bit, right?
I will take it,
Cruise
Gregory.
control.
I will take it.
I love it. So I think that's it, really. I mean, could we go more? Sure we could. But, you know, we'll just kind of leave, especially for you, who's a little bit of a, you know, a makeup...
Yes, this is actually very simple. So the steps
it's simple.
are easy. Yes,
you know what
very,
I mean?
Very easy to follow.
And it works.
Love it.
I love it, too.
All right, you guys want to come back a little bit? Where are we going tonight, by the way?
I mean,
where are you guys going?
You know LA more than I do, so. So to wrap things up, and just in case viewers joined in late, we want you to give us your take 3, the 3 most important takeaways and tips from today's tutorial.
Okay, so number 1, hydrate. Okay, moisturizer is everything. I always say it's the fountain of youth as far as makeup goes, you know, and your skin goes. Sunscreen is also really important. Number 2, yes.
Are we hydrating with water or tequila?
I mean...
Oh, all the above. Anything liquid?
One shot of each.
Just want to make sure.
100%. There's 2 hands. You can do both. Moisturizer and then tequila, okay? Number 2, when applying false lashes, wait for it to dry for about 30 seconds if you're doing the adhesive, all right? Just wave it in the air like you just do care, all right? And then pop it on, because oftentimes if you're putting it on when it's still too wet, it can slide right off.
Okay, and we're talking about blowing on it. Should we blow on the lashes?
I don't recommend blowing on it, even though it's your DNA. You know what I mean?
No
but it's
blows.
like, because you don't want germs and all that
blows.
stuff. Just do this, put on some good music, and just
Put on
go
some
for
Beyonce.
it. I see hearts and like all kinds of stuff.
Love
Yeah.
it.
We
Thumbs up.
love thumbs ups.
seeing
We love
faces.
thumbs up. We are seeing faces. And then the third one is, I always say, like I was saying, when you're doing your makeup, unless you sleep for a living, and if you do, I totally want your job, you wear your makeup with your eyes open. So look down in the mirror like you're a queen looking down at your people, and apply your makeup that way, because that's why the brushes are the shapes that they are, so they can facilitate your different bone structure and all that stuff.
Fabulous. Thank you
good.
so much for your tips, for the tutorial. Thank you guys at home for casting your votes. We'll be back Thursday, August 3rd, the same time, same place. We'll see you guys then. Bye.
Guys,
Bye.
Thank you.